What's going on, everybody? My name is David, and I will be your host in this AEW Rampage review for January the 7th, 2022. And again, just like I did with the Friday Night SmackDown review, how I started, this review with an small talk opening. We'll do the same thing with AEW Rampage as well. So the only thing I have to say with AEW Rampage was, to be honest with you, for what we got for a 1 hour show, it was really good. It was basically non-stop action throughout the show for the most part. And I really don't have anything too negative to say about the AEW Rampage that took place last night on January the 7th, 2022. So, again, there's nothing really to talk about to start up a small chat opening for this review. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this review. So, AEW Rampage for January the 7th, 2022. The location was the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. And to kick off the show, we get a match between Adam Cole versus Jake Atlas. And we start off the match. By the way, Adam Cole got a huge pop when he came out, like he always do. But anyways, we get a match between Adam Cole versus Jake Atlas. And the match start off technically sound, doing wrist maneuvers, doing wrist maneuvers and countering the wrist moves. Typical way to start off a match, a technical match, I should say. So they're countering each other with different wrist locks or whatnot. The Atlas, he takes the first major impact when Cole shoved him off the turnbuckles, and Atlas crashing to the outside of the ring. Cole, he leaves the ring and he picks Atlas up and he throws Atlas into the ring post outside of the ring. And Cole ended up throwing Atlas back in the ring. But anyways, Atlas, he scores a rally while Cole cut him down with a few counters. And one of the counters that he did was when Atlas was trying to go on the offense, was Atlas, he went to the rope and he tried to do a springboard. Imagine the move that Kofi Kingston do, the trust fall, I guess it's called, where Kofi Kingston just jumps off the top rope and he throw himself at his opponents back first. Well, Atlas tried to do the same thing, but Cole counters it with like a inverted code breaker to a sense. That's basically what it was, an inverted code breaker. As Cole sees the when he sized up his opponent to bring the boom on a running knee, Atlas anticipated the attack and he came hard with a big boot. And also he did a sit down power bomb, and Atlas go for the pin, but Cole kicks out at 2.5. Atlas tried to keep the momentum flowing with a springboard, but Adam Cole hit him with a super kick. And as Atlas landed from that springboard, I think he ain't no thinking. He definitely tweaked his knee. I don't think it was nothing serious, but I think he just tweaked it enough when his knee was in pain. So, you know, as Cole was trying to go for the Panama Sunrise, he realizes that Jake Atlas' knee was messed up. So what Cole does instead is he get off the second rope and he basically put Jake Atlas like in his leg grapevine hold, and Atlas try to not tap out for, like, let's say he was in the hold, he was in the leg grapevine hold for, like, I would say maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and then he eventually end up tapping out. So Adam Cole wins that match via submission. And again, if you go back and watch that match, it was a solid match between Adam Cole and Jake Atlas, and it shows the professionalism of both Jake Atlas and in particular Adam Cole, because when he realized that when he finally realized that Jake Atlas' knee was really banged up, instead of trying to even do the Panama Sunrise, he just got off the second rope and just put him in a leg grapevine, and then Jake Atlas, he just taps out. So after the match, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, they joined Adam Cole in the ring with plans to serve out a beatdown on Jake Atlas. But Orange Cassidy and the Brett Friends, they came down the ring, and Orange Cassidy had a chain wrapped around his fist. And as they got to the ring, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, they hit the bricks. They said, "Sayonara, Jack," and they got up out of there. And that was the end of that first segment. So I thought the first segment was pretty good. I thought AEW started off good with a good match between Adam Cole and Jake Atlas. And that was the best thing for them to do, was just to have him submit in that leg grapevine, versus Adam Cole even trying to attempt to even do a Panama Sunrise when he couldn't, because Jake Atlas had a hard time standing up. But anyways, we get breaking news that Cody Rhodes is not cleared to compete to defend the TNT Championship belt against Sammy Guevara at Battle of the Belts, which is the night on TNT at 8 o'clock. So Dustin Rhodes will be stepping in as the replacement with an interim title on the line. Then we go backstage with Tony Schiavone, and he questions Andrade on why he distracted Sting and Darby Allin last week. And Andrade responded with confusion about why Darby Allin works for Sting. And Andrade is in need of more assistance, so he requested that Sting name his price to buy Darby Allin's services. You know what that kind of reminded me of? In that segment, that kind of reminded me of old school Ted DiBiase, where, you know, Ted DiBiase had the gimmick where everybody has a price. So he would buy people out, and how, you know, he would do things when it comes to money. And that's what it reminds me of with the whole Ted DiBiase thing back in the 80s and until the early 90s. So I thought that was pretty, that was a good promo between Andrade basically trying to buy, put a price to Allen's services. We go on commercial, and we come back, and then we get a match between Hook versus Aaron Solo. And Hook right now, he has a lot of momentum going into this match. He comes out, the fans popping for him, so everybody likes Hook. I mean, I think he's alright. For a person who's that young, I think he's pretty good. You know, this guy, Hook, has a very bright future for him in AEW. So anyways, we have the match between Hook versus Aaron Solo, which is the second match of the night. We see that Hook hit a suplex right away and maintain pressure on Aaron Solo with strikes. We see that QT Marshall was ringside, and he grabbed Hook's foot as a distraction for Solo to capitalize on it, since Hook had his back turned, because Hook was on the offense, but QT Marshall basically distracted Hook for a split second to give Aaron Solo the upper hand for a little bit. Hook comes back with a Russian leg sweep into an like an octopus submission. Basically, it kind of reminds you of AJ Lee's Black Widow in a sense, but instead of the wrestler actually standing up while AJ Lee has them hooked in, they was actually on the mat. But anyways, like I said, Hook had performed a Russian leg sweep and an octopus submission hold on Aaron Solo. Then he caught a high kick to counter with a shoulder capture suplex, and then we see that Hook, he ended up putting Aaron Solo in that Red Drum Taz submission hold, and Solo tapped out, and Hook defeated Aaron Solo. Now after the match, we see QT Marshall gets in the ring, and he had a few words to say to Hook, and QT tried to basically cheap shot, not cheat shop, but cheap shot Hook while his back was turned, but Hook planted QT on the mat with a headbutt and an arm suplex, like an overhead arm head suplex basically. And that was the end of that. And then once that segment was over, then we go to Ricky Starks, who was sitting ringside with Excalibur, Chris Jericho, and Taz. And Ricky Starks was kind of mad about the FTW title not being represented on Battle of the Belts, so he announced the title defense against Matt Sydal for the show. He said he chose Sydal to prove a point to Dante Martin, and that Dante needed 3 matches to beat Sydal, and Starks would just do it one time. And then we get a slight promo with the Bunny and Penelope Ford, and how they spilled a lot of blood to snuff out the goodness in Ty Conti and Anna Jay. And that's how villains are made. So the bad girls did what they set out to do, which is to make sure nobody forget their name. And I'm talking about the Bunny and Penelope Ford. We go to commercial and then we come back. We get a match between Ruby Soho and Riho versus Dr. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Well, I should say Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. This match started off with a little slight brawl before the match begun. And when the match begun, Soho and Riho, they basically made quick tags in and out on Hayter. Reba, she provided interference to turn the ties so Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter could isolate Solo. The Runaway used a Saito suplex, talking about Ruby Riott, to create space for the hot tag to Riho. Riho ran wild with a she did a 619 and she did like a tornado DDT on Hayter, and she go for the pin, but Britt Baker breaks that up. Britt Baker helped out her partner Jamie Hayter with a double team attack to slow down Riho because she was in the high power offense at the time. And in the end, Jamie Hayter lifted up Riho and like a vertical suplex, but then Riho countered it by kneeing Jamie Hayter in the face. Jamie Hayter let her go, and Riho kind of backed up while Britt Baker was on the turnbuckles. Britt Baker tried to do like a running form or like a running clothesline behind Riho, and Riho was charging at Jamie Hayter, but Riho ducked Jamie Hayter, and Jamie Hayter hits Britt Baker in the face by mistake. And then again, Riho, she rolled up Hayter because once Britt Baker hit the deck, Riho goes for like a schoolboy roll up and get the 1-2-3 pinfall on Jamie Hayter. And after the match, we see that Britt Baker, she's frustrated and angry at Jamie Hayter because Jamie Hayter hit her in the face. And Britt Baker, she shoved Jamie Hayter, and you can see frustration in Jamie Hayter's face as well. And Reba's trying to be the neutral person, trying to calm things down, and Britt Baker basically leaves out the ring. She walks up the ramp by herself, and that was the end of that match. And that match was 9 minutes. That tag team match was 9 minutes. And that, I'm not going to say it was the longest tag team match, but again, it's an hour-long show, so I wasn't expecting anything less. But it would have been good at least for them to get at least 10 to 12 minutes. But beggars can't be choosers. You know, they have to rush because, again, you can only do so much in an hour. So, you know, it is what it is. Then we get a backstage interview with Dan Lambert. Excuse me. And he voiced his frustrations that Dustin Rhodes was chosen over Scorpio Sky, and Scorpio Sky wanted to be crowned the TNT champion immediately without a match. He was confident in his ability that he can beat both Dustin and Sammy Guevara in the same night, Scorpio Sky. And after that, we go on commercial, and then we come back from commercial. We get an interview with Mark Henry, and he interviewed the main event participants, 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, and they was taking on Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, I keep wanting to call him Danny Garcia like the boxer, but 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, they wondered how many times they have to embarrass Eddie Kingston. And as they were, you know, cutting their promo in the back, Kingston took Santana and Ortiz, exiting the split screen to enter the side where 2.0 and Daniel Garcia was. And then it was an all-out brawl in the back. And let me pause right there. And that's what I like. The fact that they're brawling backstage before they even get to the ring. Sometimes we don't have to take it all the way to the ring sometimes. Sometimes we can just have it, a brawl start in the back, and then it can carry its way out to the ring. It was a hardcore match anyways. A no disqualification, no holds barred match anyways. So, I mean, I think that was good to pretty much, you know, get the match on the way. Just have them fight in the back. You know, that's what we need sometimes. They don't have to always be in the ring all the time to start off. let's get creative with it. It's professional wrestling. We're willing to suspend our beliefs to take in the things that they're offering us. So it is what it is. They can be more creative, and that's what I like about that segment. But anyways, we see Mark Henry smiling, and he goes on to say, well, it looks like the fight's already started. And he closed with, it's time for the main event. And of course, that main event, like I said, they fought from backstage, and they started fighting on the rampway, and they got in the ring and wrestling outside the ring. It was so much action taking place. The action spilled out from backstage into the entrance ramp. Kingston picked up a trash can, and he hit Daniel Garcia early with that trash can. Ortiz used a mad ball to take care of Matt Lee, and Santana suplexed Jeff Parker on the floor. Kingston was mauling Daniel Garcia good too, and Garcia basically gorged he gorged Kingston's eyes to get an advantage over Eddie Kingston. And we see that the 2.0, they basically took control of the match by hitting him with chair shots. Then Santana, he basically rallied back with a power driver to Parker onto a chair. That was outside the ring. It was so much action going on in this match that it was hard to really keep up with everything. So I'm basically going to just flash forward to what I caught at the end of the match before we got to the 3 count. So anyways, Kingston, he was taken out for good in that match when he got hit with a triple suplex through the timekeeper table that was outside the ring. Ortiz and Garcia were in the ring throwing blows. Santana and Ortiz put down Garcia on a teamwork, like a face buster move. Parker ran in, and he definitely paid the price when he ran into the ring because he was level with a big boot from Santana and an NC Gary from Ortiz, and he got hit with a discus lariat from Santana, and Santana pinned Parker for the 1-2-3 count. And then after the match, 2.0 continued to beat up Ortiz and Santana, and Garcia continued to fight. He duct taped Kingston to the ropes, trying to set up something more sinister. Then Jericho basically leaves the announce table, and he runs down the ring, and 2.0 and Garcia, they basically get out of the ring, and that pretty much ended off AEW Rampage. So it's a much shorter review because, again, it was only like an hour-long show. So make a long story short, AEW Rampage was a good show tonight, and I will be watching the Battle of the Belts the night on AEW, the night that comes on at 8 o'clock on TNT. So I will be watching that, and more than likely, I will be doing a review. So it's a lot of content being uploaded on the channel. So like I said, if you're new to the channel, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not new to the channel and you watch and you like the videos, also leave a like because it definitely helps out the channel. I really do appreciate it. And again, you can follow me on social media at Russell Matrix on Twitter and Russell Matrix on Instagram. And like I said, AEW Rampage ended off on a good note. If I had to give this show a scale, I give it a B. I'll give it a solid B. It was pretty good for what we got for an hour. So, AEW is starting off the New Year's right on the right foot. And as far as ratings wise, WWE starting off on a good foot as well. But the problem with WWE is right now they have to make stuff make sense. I'm not saying AEW not perfect because they have their own issues too, like with these referees and these tag matches and whatnot, and like the promos being rushed and cutting and rushing promos. I mean, outside of that, it's things that both promotions need to work on. But I mean, overall, I think AEW is better right now than WWE. It makes more, their storylines makes more sense, and it's more compelling and more captivating than WWE. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna make any comparison, but so much because again, this is an AEW review, and again, AEW Rampage. It was a solid show tonight. I cannot complain. It was a solid 1 hour show. So guys, I'll go ahead and get ready to end off this review. Again, if you like what you see, leave a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and also press the little bell icon so that way you'll be notified whenever I post content on the channel. And again, like I said, I'll be watching the battle of the belts tonight on TNT, and I'll be doing I'll post a review of the battle of the belts. I'll post a review on the channel tomorrow. So with that being said, guys, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. I hope all of you guys and gals enjoy the rest of your day. Whatever you got planned, knock it out, be productive, and stay positive through it all in this crazy world. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.